All in attendance will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Marco Maldonado, California School Employee Association First Vice President.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Marco. During closed session, the Board of Education took the following actions. The board voted to appoint Stacy Ferris to the position of Special Education Coordinator effective July 1st, 2019, on a motion by Angelina Pride and a second by David Malkin. The vote of the board was as follows. Carrie Chen, yes. Lynne Ebenkamp, yes. Donna Friedman, yes. David Malkin, yes. Angelina Pride, yes. The Board of Education approved the dismissal of employee number JJ8510468 from all district employment on a motion by Angelina Pride and a second by Carrie Chen. The vote of the board was as follows. Carrie Chen, yes. Lynne Ebenkamp, yes. Donna Friedman, yes. David Malkin, yes. Angelina Pride, yes. And we will need to return to closed session after we're done with the open session. Next, we are going to move to board recognitions. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mitchell at this time.
Perfect, thank you. So we have a few individuals that we would like to recognize in the district, and so I would ask the board to come forward and Dr. Zamora to come to the podium.
Tonight, we're recognizing one of our students for having perfect attendance. So this evening, we are recognizing Nogales High School student Jessica Ledesma for obtaining perfect attendance from kindergarten through 12th grade. We recognize her effort, her dedication, and applaud her for being in school every single day for the last 13 years.
All right.
Jessica.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I mean, Mom, come on up. You get credit for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the stuff there.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say to it.
Thank you. Congratulations. We also have the honor tonight to acknowledge one of our own for receiving one of the highest honors, which is the Eagle Scout. This evening, we would like to honor a student who has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. This is the highest achievement attainable in the Boy Scouts of America program. Eagle Scouts must earn at least 21 merit badges, demonstrate an ideal attitude based upon the Scout oath and law, service, and leadership. Please join me in congratulating Joe Meng for his outstanding achievement.
Scoutmaster and parents of this?
Whoever's going first, hold on a couple just in case. And over, wait. Here we go. Wait, I gotta see that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Congratulations, Joe, we're very proud of you.
You're next, right?
Yeah, you're next. Very proud of yourself.
Sorry.
All right, so our next recognition is for a community member, not new to the community, but new to us. And I'm very excited to introduce him. His name is Mr. Maurice Dweck. And in 1969, Mr. Dweck came to the U.S. via Egypt and Canada. As a child, Mr. Dweck spoke only French and had to adjust to learning English quickly while attending the American schools. Mr. Dweck remembers 2 teachers who took him under their wings and tutored him in English for a year for no compensation. That experience has always remained with him. As the owner of the Driftwood Apartments that provides homes for our students who attend Hurley, Giano, and Nogales schools, he has opened his heart to our Roland students. Mr. Dweck has championed the libraries and laundromats and authorized the remodeling and construction of an on-site tutoring center. Students and parents are sincerely appreciative of these educational efforts. Thank you, Mr. Dweck, for your partnership and commitment to our Roland students.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
And he is accompanied by his lovely wife, Helen, and his son, David. They're all here to support him as well. So if we could have the family go up as well, we have a nice family shot.
You too.
Okay, let me get one for the Twitter feed. Yes. It's a picture.
Thank you so much.
How about with your family? They passed. We tried. Okay, camera shy today.
We can wait, we can get you, we'll go in the, we'll get a family shot. We'll get a family shot. All right.
We're very persistent here.
Thank you.
Thanks to your whole family. Your contribution as well.
I would like to recognize and thank the California School Employees Association for providing the refreshments at tonight's board meeting. The California School Employees Association President Sharon Carrillo and First Vice President Marco Maldonado will provide a brief report highlighting what is going on in their organization.
I will begin by first saying I'm a little under the weather, so please bear with me as I get through. Thank you for having us here tonight. It has been a great year for CSCA. When common wisdom would have said that after the Janus decision, unions across our great country would have been damaged and you'd see an outpouring of people leaving, we have not had that here at Rolling Unified. So that is a huge win, and I'm so lucky to be a part of what I'd like to think of a revitalization of unionization within our great country. We had a great year here at Rolling Unified. We would like to thank you all for including us for kickoff that started the year off. We had a very, very successful ACE program. I really do think that having this program is a very big, is a very important thing. I think that the weather actually helped to bring a realization that our members do their jobs whether it rain or shine. And I really, really want to thank all of you for participating in that, because that really just highlights the kind of dedicated employees that we represent here at Rolling Unified. We'd also like to point out and thank you again for your willingness as a district to participate in AB 1808. We had huge turnout for that summer assistance program. I'm very proud to say that we are one of the few districts within our area that actually decided to go ahead and participate in that program. And we are looking forward to hopefully participating again next year, because it was also renewed for one more year. So other than that, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you for having us here tonight. Thank you.
Next is the superintendent's report by Dr. Mitchell.
Great, thank you. Well, we are in full swing of our summer learning sessions. So we have 4 school sites that are engaging at elementary summer learning, and then we have 5 secondary sites that are also offering summer learning opportunities across our district. We have at the elementary level just over 1,000 students that are engaged in our Summer Exploration Academy. That's at the 4 sites. We also have students at the Summer Arts and at a robotics program that we're offering throughout the district. So there's a number of things that are happening, although summer is here. Lots of students and staff are still engaged working throughout our community. Also want to remind the community about the Seamless Summer Lunch Program that our Nutrition Services is providing for meals to our students that is at our school sites. And then also remind everyone that the start of the school year is August 12th. So look forward to welcoming back all of our employees. Our district kickoff welcome back will be on August 8th this coming year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Mitchell, are there any comments this evening?
Yes.
Please note, the public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended or limited by vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes unless extended by the board is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not in the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Roy Humphreys.
Now, do I understand this correct? I get 20 minutes for the agenda items, right? Agenda items, so everything's 3 minutes? Or should we be willing to extend that time? Okay, thank you for all the good things you do. The only way we can move forward is to be honest about our past. Glenn Gillette notes, power over fellow man is the primordial and greatest single driving urge of all mankind, virtually from womb to tomb. This brings us to the refusal to agendize the establishment of trustee areas and elections by trustee areas, because it had been previously heard and addressed, and adoption of a resolution intent initiated process on September 7th, 2017. And this is pursuant to the California Voters' Rights Act of 2001. And now we're in 2019, and maybe Aubrey can help me out here. I believe that's 17 years. And isn't it about time that the people get their right to vote? And so are we going to have to go, as they did with Whittier, and employ a lawyer to come in here? And guess who gets to pay for the court costs and attorney fees, which they will win because it's already an established process, the district. We need to do the right thing. This should have been agendized to get your opinions, input, and get this thing on the road. Kicking down the road for 2 years is not acceptable to the people. The people have rights to vote. Okay, next item is the video one that we have on here for, I think it's 6M. And as we've learned from our past experience, you can go see the videos too, that there's no cost. YouTube will put the whole thing up there. This district boardroom is much too small, just on any number of occasions. You've seen that just with the award ceremonies with kids. And sharing the achievements of the community is vital to what we should be doing in the 21st century, and it should be for the people. Also, it allows accountability through transparency. It is the gold standard for the 21st century, and little tiny itty-bitty Azusa Unified District already is doing it to put on their website, as well as a public interest channel on Charter. And just an update on the district attorney's situation. Says he wants more evidence because when they go through with a criminal prosecution, they want to do it right. So, as I said on my YouTube site, you can go see that. There's more than one way to skin a cat and to hold persons accountable for their actions. Thank you.
We will move on to the discussion action items on the agenda. The first item is 6A. May I have a motion and a second to approve the Rowan Unified School District LCAP for the 2019-2020 school year as presented at the public hearing on June 5th, 2019?
I'll second.
Are there any questions or discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6B. May I have a motion and a second to approve the 2019-2020 LCAP Every Student Succeeds Act Federal Addendum?
I move. I second.
Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6C. May I have a motion and a second to adopt the Rowan Unified School District budget for the 2019-2020 fiscal year?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any questions or discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6D. May I have a motion and a second to approve the overall goals for the district as outlined in the district directions and focus areas for the 2019-2020 school year?
I move. I second.
Are there any questions or discussion?
I just want to say that, after reading the LCAP and reading these goals, that I think this is something that we really should get out into the community, so everybody in the community sees these. I think they really give us a 2-page summary of what the district's all about and what we're trying to achieve. When you look at the LCAP, you're talking about 100 pages or more, whereas this consolidates it down quite well and gives it focus.
Are they posted on the website?
Any other discussion? Okay, let's vote. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6E. May I have a motion and a second to approve the consolidated application reporting system that allows for the continuation of federal funding to the district and schools to be certified and submitted to the California Department of Education online by June 30th, 2019?
I move.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6F. May I have a motion and a second to approve the partnership agreement between the Rowan Unified School District and Mount San Antonio College to provide dual enrollment courses to high school students for the term of July 1st, 2019 through July 30th, 2020?
I move.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, discussion.
I just want to mention that for the parents that are out in the audience, that not only is this a dual partnership with Mount SAC, but Mount SAC assumes all the costs for the books and the tuition also. So it's a fantastic relationship between Rolling Unified and Mount SAC, and the student is the one that benefits because of it.
Okay, any other discussion? No? Okay, those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Due to the fact that I'm employed by Mount San Antonio College, I abstain.
Okay, motion carries.
Refuse, sorry, refuse.
Excuse me, okay. The next item is 6G. May I have a motion and a second to approve a one-year memorandum of understanding with the Association of Roman Educators related to the addition of a new column to the salary schedule?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any questions or discussion?
I'd just like to say that I'm very happy to see this. I think that this is going to go a long way in helping us build a larger and stronger CTE program for our students.
I did know that, that's great. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6H. May I have a motion and a second to approve the revised job description and salary placement for Director Instructional Support Services?
I make a motion.
I second.
Any questions or discussion? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6I. May I have a motion and a second to approve the revised job description and salary placement for Director of Special Education Local Plan Area, SELPA? Are there any questions or discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6J. May I have a motion and a second to approve the revised job description for the coordinator of the Family Resource Center?
I make a motion.
Second.
Are there any questions or discussion?
I have one question on this. Under third page, education and experience, if somebody has a MSW, Master's in Social Work, the way this is written, they would not be eligible to apply?
So we would still, because it does say specifically on their Master of Arts, it should read more clearly a master's degree. So a master's degree in education, curriculum instruction, or related field to the work, and an MSW would qualify for that. So I would suggest amending that to say master's degree rather than Master of Arts, because it could be a Master of Science as well. The position does also require an administrative credential.
Okay. With the no fewer than 5 years of board experience in education, that would...
In looking at it, I did not, will you pull that up, Dennis?
Well, that's the very first bullet under experience.
So I think it's broad. So it's broad experience. So that, I was checking to see if we had a typo. We don't have. You and I are used to saying board, but it says 5 years of broad experience in education with evidence of increasing responsibilities, including successful teaching or counseling experience.
Okay.
So counseling would qualify. So I think your interest is not.
So this
as written.
master's...
A master's degree and remove art. Or, yeah, the district will take action on that. So it would be as amended. So now we are going to go with the amendment that we were just talking about, master's degree.
I rescind my motion and make a new, somebody has to rescind their second. Okay. Then I would like to make a motion that the job description be approved with the noted changes. Of removing of the word arts for the master's degree.
Second.
Okay, with the changes. Okay. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I have a motion and a second to approve the new position and job description for Performing Arts Center Manager.
Make a motion.
A second.
Any questions or discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is 6L. This is a discussion item only. In compliance with Education Code 35160.5 and 48980, the board shall review Board Policy 5116.1, intra-district open enrollment annually. There are no proposed changes to the existing policy by staff. Are there any questions or discussion?
This is just an education code requirement that you must review this policy annually. In past years, we've had changes to this policy. This year, we have none.
All right. The next item is 6M. This item is for discussion only in accordance with Berlin Unified School District Board of Education Bylaw 9322, Agenda Meeting Materials. A request was received by a community member on June 5th, 2019 for the board to consider videotaping of the Board of Education meetings and Citizens Bond Oversight Committee, CBOC. Are there any questions or discussion?
I have a few comments on this committee. I would like to take this request to the community and expand it. What I mean by that is that in this room, in the past 6 months, I've attended numerous events. We had senior projects here, where the seniors did presentation. We had the California Youth Healthy Act, I think that's what it's called. We had the community come in and we did education for the community. We had recognitions. RCPTA meets here, as well as CBOC. And I feel that in some of those events, especially the senior projects, that if we could videotape those projects when those students are presenting and let the students see how they presented, that would be very beneficial for their learning experience. So I look at this not as a request to videotape board meetings only, but to have facilities to videotape other events that occur in this room, which I don't think we have right now, that I think would be beneficial for some of the students.
So in terms of looking at the senior projects, I know that some of them we do videotape, but we do not videotape all of them to provide feedback for students, but we do not do all of them. Correct.
So I don't know if we have a facility within this district where, like when we did the education for the community and California Youth Healthy Act, that they could then take that information and view it with their extended friends and their community. It was excellent presentation that our staff did, but the only people that saw that were the people that were here. If they could see that in their local church or local community meeting or whatever, it'd be great. But we didn't videotape it, so there was no documentation of it.
Just in response to my colleague's comments is that I think we really need to be mindful of FERPA and that we need to make sure that with videotaping that we are in adherence to that. That is my biggest concern. As an educator myself, I think that adherence to FERPA, making sure that we have waivers for anybody that's videotaped, making sure we're in legal compliance, making sure that any of our students especially are videotaped, they're even photographed, that we have permission to do so in compliance with the law is very, very important. And when it comes to videotaping, that is my concern. We've already had some individuals who have made complaints or voiced concern about individuals videotaping their children and other children, and they don't know what's going on with these children. They could be custody battles. There could be anything going on. And so I just want to make sure that we keep that in mind.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Matter of fact, I had an experience the other, when I was at an open house. I wanted to take a picture of a parent that brought some food in for the open house to thank them for it. And he did not want his picture taken because he was in a custody battle. He did not want his picture to be taken. The other thing that is a concern is that sometimes at meetings, such as this or other public meetings, that people will play to the camera, and that causes some negative presentations. And so I am concerned about that too, that we don't allow people to play to the camera.
As I look at the community members' request, it was specifically about board meetings and CBOC.
Right.
Yes.
I'm just talking about having equipment available in the room, of which the board and CBOC is only part of it. It could be used for other things too.
Any other discussion? Any direction?
I think that should be separate, Mr. Malcolm. The meeting should be separate from the student presentation.
Is that what you intended? Mr. Malcolm?
Well, we would have to, not really,
I know.
it'd make it more difficult. I remember several years ago, we had a proposal to do it, but I think that included the sound system too. I'm just wondering if that proposal would be reduced if we didn't have the sound system included in it.
Yes, we've done the sound system.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that would cut the proposal, I think it was like $70,000 or something like that.
I would have said 90, but I think we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, I don't know how much the sound system would reduce it since we did that.
So to that direction.
I'd be curious what it would cost, how much it would cost in today's dollars with the current equipment we have.
I would believe that based upon the number of people who are listening to the audio recordings on the website, that at this time there's no need to invest in video equipment for the board meetings. And I also believe that if you're getting something for free, why pay for it? So I would like to keep things as they are with us and continuing to just record it and post it on the website.
One of my favorite channel on TV is C-SPAN. I watch it almost every day. The federal level, like Capitol Hill's hearing, they don't video themselves. If they are enough people interested, then the C-SPAN will come and they video it. So if there's enough people interested in our meeting, then someone will video it. That's it. We don't people spend money in video people.
Yeah, when we voted last time on this, I remember it was very, very expensive, and that's why I voted no, and I agree with Angelina with what she said.
And you remember, I had talked about the fact that I go out to campuses and meetings, and I ask parents if they're interested in sitting to listen to our meetings or watch it on videotape. And I've never gotten one to say yes.
So to summarize, based on because I'm seeking direction from the board, and so it sounds to me from the board perspective is to leave the situation that we have as status quo, and not to proceed forward with pursuing videotaping of our board meetings or our CBOC meetings. Is that a correct direction?
That's correct, I think it's 41.
We're not voting, I understand that, but opinion-wise, just seeking direction.
And maybe Mr. Malkin can speak with the people in charge of the senior projects to talk about maybe different locations and if there's approval to videotape those students and for future viewing.
Sure, and I can assist with that as well, just see if we can work with that, work with Rocky Better and with Big see if we can do some of that. Okay?
Okay, in that direction.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is pupil personnel. The next item is 7A. Do I have a motion to approve the stipulated expulsion of student number 181909 from all schools and programs at Rowan Unified School District effective June 19, 2019 with referral to a county or alternative school outside of the district for placement in an educational program?
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the consent calendar. We will approve all of the items in consent with the exception of any items pulled for separate discussion and action. May I have a motion and a second?
I make a motion?
Those in,
I'm sorry.
those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. Aye. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. I didn't want to say discussion, and that's what I got then. Okay, now we are now at the board member comments. We will start with David this evening.
Okay, first, congratulations to all those individuals who were recognized tonight. This year, I had the privilege to hand out diplomas at Nogales High School. This is always the highlight of my year, when I can go to the graduation ceremonies and also the award ceremonies at the various schools. Also this year, the 6th grade promotion at Alvarado, which they haven't had for many years. They went all out this year, and the promotion was absolutely fantastic. It was decorated nicely, music, and some interesting speeches. So it was a lot of fun to attend. I just want to, if we have some family members here, talk about the LCAP, LCFF, and things that we passed tonight. And many times we approve documents with little or no discussions at the meetings. We approve these documents as separate discussion items, but in reality, they are all building blocks of a greater plan, the LCAP. What is not evident to the audience is the many hours of time that went into reviewing those documents prior to this meeting tonight. Tonight, we approved the LCAP, a document of several hundred pages. We also approved the district goals of focus and the RUSD budget, which originates from the LCFF, which is the local control funding formula. Again, over 100 pages for those documents. If one would lay these 4 documents side by side, the LCFF for the funding formula, the budget, the focus and goals, and the LCAP, one would see how they all are integrated and form one master plan. One document cannot exist without the other, and without these documents, we would not have the foundation to build our instructional curriculum on. The same documents are then used at the end of the year to evaluate success that we've had in implementing our plan, known as the LCAP, which ultimately reflects the extent of the students and their success. So I would hope that the community would make themselves familiar with these plans and see how we build our plan to provide educational services to the community. It's a very complicated process, but when you look at these plans, you'll see how they fold into each other. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Carrie?
Yeah, I want to congratulate all the graduates. This June is graduation month, and Nogales High School diploma. Met parents and students, and when you see how they proud the parents how proud of their kids graduate, and flowers and smiles and all those. So I wish them will be a successful life in the future, and with all the graduates in our district. And today the recipient, Ken Manson, Joe, I've seen him volunteer in the community all the time, but sometimes in uniform, sometimes not. To achieve the Eagle Scout is not easy. It's not easy. They have to accomplish a lot to work step by step to achieve that level. And that's good. That's a good sign for Joe, that Joe will be a very successful life in the future. And I have a sad news to share, my personal sad news to share with everyone. I lost my mother last Saturday, and passed away in 98, almost 99, and peacefully and comfortably passed away, and with all the children and grandchildren around her in the Saturday afternoon. And she was very healthy, there's no illness, and just time for her to go back to her mother. So I want to thank her raise us and educate us, and also I want to thank everyone who shared the sorrows and the board and simply call it flowers. So,
Thank you for sharing that information with us, Carrie, and our condolences. Congratulations to Joe Ming for obtaining his Eagle Scout. And it's something we don't have very often on our board. I can remember one other boy who also received his Eagle Scout a few years ago. So congratulations. Congratulations also to our high school graduates. I was at Santana this year, and they have an interesting ceremony before they get their diplomas. Each student is given a rose, and they go out into the audience and they give their rose to a special person. It can be a teacher, it can be a parent, it can be anybody they think that had the biggest influence on them getting through high school. And it's very touching to see. So if you can ever go to one of the Santana graduations, it would be fabulous. Also, congratulations to the middle schoolers that graduated. I happened to be at Alvarado with David this year. Saw the 8th graders graduate, getting ready for high school. And a big crowd. I want to thank the district actually for Bridge program for the kids that are leaving 8th grade, going into high school. It's a program to get them ready for high school, let them know what to expect, what classes maybe they should start with and take, and what's available to them. So thank you for doing that, Dr. Mitchell, with staff, and I hope it is successful and continues for many years. So I hope everybody has a great summer. Enjoy and travel.
Angelina? Don't mind if I do. Where are we going? First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Malkin for his comments regarding the LCAP. I think that was very well spoken, and I'm glad that you said that, because I don't believe that everybody does understand how much goes into that. And along with that, adding to Mr. Malkin's comments, I'd like to thank the students, parents, community members, and staff, especially Dr. Zamora and Dr. Huff, for their contributions to the plan and all your hard work that you put in with it. I know it is not an easy thing to do, and it goes on after the approval process. So thank you to everybody who worked very hard on that. I also want to congratulate Joe on his Eagle Scout. He's such a neat kid. If anybody doesn't know him, he always comes to help out, and he always makes sure he finds the cookies too and the snacks. But you need your strength, because look at all those badges you had to earn. So congratulations to you, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future. I think this is just the beginning for you. I also participated in the Roland High School graduation, and this one was so bittersweet to me, because like the last of what I call my Roland babies graduated. These are kids I've known from the neighborhood and the community since they were 3 to 5 years old, where I've maybe coached them in cheerleading or babysat them, and to see them walk across the stage and be able to give them their diploma was just, it took a lot not to cry. But I'm so proud of all our grads, and hopefully you guys are too. I hope that as each one of you guys came in today, that you saw the posters out there. Gina, thank you for working on this, our brag about our grads, because that's just a very, very small fraction of our students and where they're heading off to. And talking to some of the graduates before graduation, as we were preparing to walk off on the field, and just hearing where they're going and what their future plans are. I mean, we put out some incredible students. So congratulations to all our students. Thank you to all of our staff and our parents and everybody. And I hope that you do enjoy your summer break. I thought the president might want to talk about that.
Okay, first I wanted to say, CSEA, thank you for your presentation. You said a whole bunch of wonderful things, and I'll remember shadowing this year because I was custodian and during that rain, and I learned a lot. It was a lot of fun though. And I wanted to welcome Stacy. coordinator of special education. I'm sure she'll do a great job and be part of our family at Roland. And Eagle Scout, I remember when you were so little, how could that be? You grew up so fast, so I just want to say congratulations again to you. And then I was part of the Rowan High School graduation, and it was fantastic. There were so many students that received awards. The stands were packed with proud parents, family, and friends of the graduates. It was such an honor to shake the graduates' hands and say congratulations when I handed them their diploma. The congratulations to each one was just such a warm feeling, and telling them good luck, it was just very special. I was proud of every single student as I shook their hand. It was just outstanding. Tomorrow night is the last ROP board meeting. You're welcome to join us. It will be here tonight. It will be here at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow. I mean, did I say tonight? Sorry, tomorrow, 6 o'clock, ROP board meeting, our last one. It's kind of sad. And then I want to end by saying Roland Unified School District is so outstanding. I'm so proud to be a part of this wonderful district. It wouldn't be possible to be so fantastic if it weren't for so many people. So I want to just take the time to say thank you, Dr. Mitchell, the cabinet, and all staff members for making 2018, 2019, another school year, a great one. Thank you and enjoy your summer. And we will have to return to closed session.
Before we return to closed session, I was hoping you would say it. Lynn was trying to get me to say it. But maybe Gina or Dr. Mitchell want to explain what's going to be going on with those pictures out there.
Sure. And so Gina Ward, our Public Information Officer, and working with Miriam Kim, have been really establishing a brag about our grad campaign, is what you had mentioned. So as you have heard from attending all of our graduations, we have a number of fabulous graduates who are headed off to wonderful places. And so we had an article in the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, actually a full page, that recognized the graduates from Roland, Nogales, Santana, and our adult education program. And then we also have the pictures that are up here are going to be in 3x2 light pole banners that will be all throughout our community. On several streets throughout our community, there are 59 of them that will be, so 59 different flag poles, all Pathfinder, Colima, Nogales, Amar, Puente, Azusa, so all throughout our community, so that highlighting the great work of our students and our staff and supporting them to reach their goals and their dreams.
Thank you, Lynn. What a good idea. I'm excited to see our students up there. Thank you. Okay, now we will return to closed session at 6:51 p.m.